Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes. Let me welcome the participants. Then, very important topic in tonight's live chat, and those who are willing to hear the truth, they should stay here, especially those who support Fano and still they want to hear the truth. They should continue watching me because I won't pull any punches tonight. I have been covering the conflict in Amhara since day one, and tonight I'll share my analysis about some Fano commanders. Who is the most reliable one? According to my understanding, that I'll share with you. Let me welcome the participants. FKM, first viewer who commented, welcome FKM. Kibriyab Kidane, welcome Kibriyab. We have Unizoka QLF. Mehari Wenderite, welcome Mehari. Kidus Helis Silasi. Anonymous One join. Anonymous One is a member too. Special welcome to you, Anonymous. You can be a member by clicking the link given in description section of the live chat or videos. Members pay a few dollars per month. I always invite members to be on my views and news. They can join me in videos. They can send their recorded videos or audios, which I am ready to air on my views and news. And some members in touch with me by phone as well, through WhatsApp, through other mediums, we are in touch. T and O joined to Bilal Asaye, Elijah Kano, my brother joined. Welcome, Elijah. Silam Satyagan joined. Mitiko Dema here after some time. How are you, Mitiko? Tariko Varkane. B. Evnath says, what danger, military or political? Well, I'll explain after a few minutes. Nono says, why are you blocking so many people who help you to get to where you are now? Well, no, I am not blocking anyone. I said in last night's live chat and in different comments that everyone is unblocked on my views and news. If comments from some viewers are hidden, they can contact me anytime. They can share their channel name, their screen name with me so that I can recheck if they are hidden or not. But on my side, no one is blocked. Lilo joined to welcome Lilo. My apology for the poor lighting because we had a power breakdown here and I had to make some makeshift arrangements. That is why the light might not be perfect. Hopefully, will improve tomorrow. Let's start, viewers. I would request you to let me speak. Amano joined to welcome Amano. Amano is also a member. Special welcome, Amano. We have two members in tonight's live chat. He says, thank you for resuming live chats. Yeah, I could not host live chats because I was abroad. I returned over a week ago. And it was difficult to host live chats while I was abroad. There were internet issues, some other issues too. But now from my home, I think I can easily manage live chats. Let's keep the live chat brief, viewers, just 15-20 minutes long. I would request you to let me speak for around 10 minutes. Listen to me patiently. I'll explain in detail, and then you can ask questions. You can leave your comments too, and you can write your feedback to what I am going to share with you. Med Abdul Ali is calling me the lovely analyst of Horn. Thank you, Med Abdul Ali. By the way, when I started covering the Horn, I thought that within a few months I'll move on. But so much is happening in the Horn of Africa. Honestly, it's almost impossible to move on to other issues. I don't think I'm doing justice to the reporting because so much needs to be covered about the Horn. I'm only focusing on Eritrea and Ethiopia. So Horn is very busy in terms of new developments related to security, politics, etc. Habibi says, brief synopsis on why Fano is in trouble, please. I'll explain, Habibi, just hold on. B. Evelyn says, are you saying they're no longer strong? Well, I'll leave it to you. Just tolerate me for a few minutes, listen to me for a few minutes, then you can decide. Tariko says, I've been watching your videos since Tigray war, your channel better than any other channels in Ethiopia. But how you get such information? Well, now it's not a problem for me to get information from Eritrea, from Ethiopia. So many people help me. So many people. Sometimes I get real time information. No problem with uh, receiving information now. Yes, it was difficult in the beginning, but you people helped me a lot. My views and news is nothing without viewers, without you people. Let's start, viewers. Let me start. Let me speak for around 10 minutes. Can I start? Masgandenka here. Interesting join to interesting. Let's stick ourselves to the topic tonight, which is about Fano. Let's talk about Sudan, Eritrea in tomorrow's live chat. Okay, let me start. Zamine Kasi, Gojam Fano commander, released a statement yesterday, and then a few hours ago, Amhara Fano National Force issued a counter statement. Both these statements indicate what is happening in Fano. By the way, when I reported that Zamine Kasi was creating obstacles to the continuation of AFNF Amhara Fano National Force, several viewers said that they'll boycott the channel. They said, Sajid, you're lying. You want to actually divide Fano. You want to divide Amhara people. Then I told you what happened when AFNF was formed, I said Zminekasi Asras Mare Demte, they want to take over Fano. And I faced lots of criticism. Some Fano supporters, they accused me of being anti-Zminekasi, anti-Fano. They boycotted the channel. I faced the same reaction when I talked about divisions in TPLF to last year. I said TPLF was divided. And then Tigrayans launched a campaign against me. TPLF supported Tigrayans and they accused me of working against Tigray. They boycotted the channel. Some unsubscribed. Later, everything was confirmed. TPLF split. Gitacho formed a new party. Everything confirmed. I talked about TPLF's entry, Tigray military's entry in Raya, backed by ENDF last year, when ENDF supported TDF in taking control of large parts of southern Tigray. Again, some Tigrayans launched a campaign against me. They boycotted, they unsubscribed, they said, "You are lying." Everything was confirmed. Uh, Today's statement by AFNF is a confirmation of my reports about Zminekasi. Zminekasi gave a statement yesterday. On Friday, I think, he issued a statement. He called for unity. He said all Fano groups, including AFNF, AFPO, should unite. All should move towards the goal. The goal is the removal of the government, Abiy's government, and a new government by Ethiopians. When Zminekasi published the statement, Prosperity Party backed activists, they launched a campaign. They said Zminekasi was under siege, that he was in trouble. That is why he had issued a message of unity among Fano groups. Then a few hours ago, Amhara Fano National Force issued a statement, which is a confirmation of my reports. AFNF now has AFNF in this statement publicly admitted the obstacles being created by Zminekasi in the working of Amhara Fano National Force. AFNF in tonight's statement said that Gojam Fano says one thing in statements, but it does the opposite in reality. AFNF says it has written two letters to Gujam Fano. Letters addressed to Zminekasi, Asr Smare Demte, Zanabao. Three main men in Gujam Fano are Zminekasi, Asr Smare Demte, and Zanabao. But no response from Zminekasi led Gujam Fano. AFNF says that if the Gujam Fano wants to create unity among Fano groups, it will have to be sincere. If it is only paying lip service to unity by issuing such statements, it won't serve any purpose. Gujam Fano, AFNF should work together and should talk to Amhara Fano People's Organization. That is how unity can be created. So, whatever I reported about Zminekasi undermining AFNF has been proven tonight. I had no doubts. I was clear. I got information from reliable sources. But those of you who have been doubting my reports, I think tonight's statement by AFNF now is a confirmation that Vinakasi was creating problems. Now, uh, who is the commander in AFNF, which is the most reliable, who's the most committed to Amhara cause? whose loyalty cannot be questioned. Tonight, I want to share my views with you. I might be uh, wrong, but I have no bias towards anyone. Based on my reporting of the last 2 years of Fano and last 5 years of Ethiopia, I want to share my analysis of Fano commanders with you. Zminekasi is unreliable. From day one, I've been saying that he was released deliberately by the government. Government wanted Zminekasi to take on Skandar Naga. Skandar Naga was kicked out of Gujum by Zminekasi at a time when Fano groups were organizing themselves in the Amhara region. At that time, Zminekasi was released. So his release was part of a plan. That is what I've been saying since day one. Firstly, Zameen Kasi. Secondly, Mere Wodajo, Wollo Fano commander. During third round of fighting in Tegaraya war, after that, I think, I saw Wollo Fano commander Mere Wodajo sitting at the feet of ENDF commanders. Once his militias opened fire at Ethiopian military. Then he made peace with the Ethiopian military. He was seen kneeling in front of ENDF generals. He was used by generals against Tigray fighters. Later, the man took up arms against ENDF. For me, Mere Odajo, perhaps not as unreliable as Zamine Kasi, but I don't think that he's the one who can be blindly trusted. Massafent, very mysterious character. I mean, he was at the forefront of fighting when these Fano fighters fought against security forces, fought against Tigray fighters. But once Fano took up arms against government forces, suddenly Massafent started keeping a low profile. I don't know what he's doing. For me, two men joined Fano when it was very difficult to join Fano. These men might not be acceptable to other Fano commanders, but if you neutrally analyze the situation in the region, these two men joined Fano at a very difficult time. Firstly, Skandar. Skandar was in the US. He was told that he should not return to Ethiopia. After his release, he started political activities. Then he went to the US, his family there. He returned to Ethiopia. A man who was not a commander. He chose the path of armed struggle. Why? Because he was committed. He might be wrong. I'm not saying what he's doing is justified, it's right. It's not a question of right or wrong, but he was committed to what he was doing. He organized Gojam Fund at a very difficult time. Back then, Zamine Kasi was in prison, and before that, he had fled Gojam. Master Shah had fled Gojam. Security forces were hunting down these Fano commanders, and they were taking refuge in neighboring countries, if you remember. So it was a very difficult time for Fano fighters, for Fano commanders to announce that they were leading the Fano groups at that difficult time. Skandar, not experienced in warfare, he was basically an activist, a politician, but he was committed to the cause. He took up arms. I see Skandar as more committed to Amhara cause than Zamine Kasi, than Mere Bodajo. Secondly, Second man, uh, which who is more reliable than Zamina Kasi and wherever the Joe is Tafra. Tafra is the man uh, who confronted Ethiopian National Defense Force during war. During war, he had disagreements with the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Uh, and after the war, he was removed from his position as Amhara Special Force Chief. Government tried to dismantle Amhara Special Force. He once tried to travel abroad because he was ill, he was in need of medical treatment, he was not allowed to go abroad. A diabetic man suffering from diabetes, old man, but he decided to join Fano. Again, it was a difficult decision. Though when Tafra joined Fano, Fano groups had managed to organize themselves a little. When Skandar joined Fano, there was no organization on regional level. I mean, Fano groups were in a state of disarray. But still, Skandar joined. And when Tafra joined, Fano groups had managed to organize themselves. But it was a difficult decision personally for Tafra Mamu. He served as a commander of the Amhara Special Force, old man suffering from different health issues, but still he managed to join Fano. And Tafra, we know, is the most experienced man in these Fano commanders. He knows how to organize forces, how to organize militia. But problem is that those Fano commanders who have been Fano commanders for years, like Zamina Kasi, Massafent, and Samin Bonder and Budajo, they think that they're the one who deserve to lead this Fano struggle, while their loyalties are uh, suspicious, I would say. So this is my analysis. You might not agree with it, but based on my understanding, I shared with you what I have seen in the region. So tonight's statement by Amhara Fano National Force is a confirmation of internal divisions in Fano. It seems Winakasi and AFNF cannot go together. It seems Winakasi and AFPU cannot go together. More challenges, more problems for Fano. And when there are divisions, there is danger. Why? Because when the groups fight each other, they actually support the enemy, the other side. That is why in Shoa, so many Fano fighters have been killed, so many have surrendered because they have been sharing information with the ENDF about each other's locations. So this is what will happen if AFNF, AFPO, now there are three groups we can say. The Minakasi Gujam, AFPO, and AFNF. If they don't unite, they'll fight each other and they will give information to the Ethiopian military about the whereabouts of each other. Well, just 5 minutes. If you have any questions, I'm here, or any comments. I know Fano supporters, some Fano supporters won't agree with me. They will accuse me of lying, they'll accuse me of dividing Fano because I think some people think that if they are telling a lie in their support for a group, for a region, it's justified, which isn't, by the way. Never tell a lie. Never think that telling a lie can be justified. Never blindly support anyone, any group, any individual, any political party, any ethnic group. Just speak the truth and try to analyze developments neutrally, keeping your wishes aside. It's difficult. I am an outsider. Perhaps that is why I can understand things objectively. You are part of the country. You are seeing things in front of you. So it's difficult to be aloof and to be neutral. Mikhail, I'll update if I receive any information from that front. Mitiko says Fano started fighting as conventional fighters and then began as guerrilla. It should have started vis-a-vis, don't you think? Well, yeah, very important point by LM. LM says, so is the division between the groups about an alliance with DPL? LM, it could be one of the reasons, but I think Sminakasi group is more ambitious. They want to control Fano. A question, previous question was about strategy. Well, I think Fano's strategy was very smart. I appreciated that in 2023, do I remember? I said Fano learned from the mistakes made by Tigray fighters and Ola. Tigray fighters tried to start conventional war against Ethiopian National Defense Force. They tried to organize a military-like structure. They failed. Fano fighters learned from that, and they always focused on guerrilla tactics. At the same time, they tried to create a sort of semblance of unity, which they could not. I think the strategy is correct. Nothing wrong with the strategy, but the problem is that the coordination which they should have secured by now is missing, which is costing them heavily, by the way. Lilo says, Sajid, I think you should check your sources. I won't agree to this analysis. Well, just read what AFNF has said in tonight's statements. And I don't want anyone to agree. I just shared my analysis with you. Yamasgan is here too. Ayalio. Ayalio says, what do you think about Fano Group's future regarding unity? Well, 2 years have passed. I mean, they should have united by now. I think they should accept that the most experienced man should lead Fano. Now, keeping your like and dislike aside, who is the most experienced man in Fano now? Experienced in terms of battlefield experience. No LM, AFNF issued a statement about that letter by Zamin Akasi. I explained that at the start of the live chat. You'll have to watch the live chat again. Yeah, Mekonnen Tafra is the ideal candidate to lead Fano for two reasons. Firstly, he is the most experienced in terms of battlefield experience. Secondly, I think his commitment to Amhara cause is beyond any doubt, though the man is very rigid when it comes to forming alliance with TPLF, etc. But when it comes to commitment to Amhara cause, he's very committed. And secondly, I think he's a father-like figure. He can unite Fano. Problem is that these Fano commanders don't want to just relinquish the power which they have. And they're not ready to give the due place to Tafra, I think. With 33 minutes have passed, I think we should end the live chat. Comment section is for you. If you disagree with me, do write. But I would request you, write with reasons. I mean, I explained to you, I explained the situation, I explained the circumstances when Zameen Kasi was released. I explained the circumstances when Skandar Naga joined Fano and when Tafra joined Fano. If you disagree with me, write the reasons. Let's argue in a constructive manner. Problem is that when people disagree with you, they start accusing you of being bribed, of being paid by someone. So when people start leveling such accusations, then there cannot be any healthy exchange of views. Anyways, it was good to be with you, viewers. Thank you for watching. If I can manage, we'll have this week's last live chat tomorrow. We had two live chats successfully this week, Friday and tonight's Saturday. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have the last live chat. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed till the next live chat. Bye bye.